Ever wonder how to stretch your grocery budget and level up your kitchen skills? Today, we are breaking down a whole chicken. Yep, wings, thighs, breasts, and all. I'll show you how to save some cash, improve your butchery, and even snag some bonus bits for stocks and snacks. So let's get slicing. First things first. Back in the day, classic French chefs had a ritual before breaking down any kind of bird: singeing. They just burn off any leftover feathers to keep the bird clean and avoid messing up with their flavor or texture. If the legs came attached, they'd even singe off the leg scales for a clearer presentation. Pretty old school stuff, and not something you see much anymore. If you want to do it like the OGs, just grab a blowtorch and lightly singe any remaining feathers or stubs from a distance, just like this, so you don't end up accidentally cooking the skin or meat. Alright, time for the butchering. We're starting off with the wishbone. Removing it now makes everything easier later on. You'll find it near the neck, right at the top of the breast. Just feel around for a hard, V-shaped bone. Grab a small paring knife or a boning knife and carefully cut around the top and sides of it. Then gently scrape away the thin layer of meat covering it to expose it fully. Once it's loose, just hook your finger underneath to pop it out. Just like this. It might be small, but it still holds flavor, so don't toss it. Save it for stock. Next up, the legs. Start by visualizing a line running from the front just under the breast all the way to the back. That's your cutting guide. Slice through the skin along that line to reveal the inside of the leg. This one has seen better days, but anyway, we're not gonna waste it. Push the leg back to pop the joint out, just like this. Now comes the oyster. It's the most tender part of the chicken and we want to keep it as intact as possible. Carefully cut around it, then follow the natural shape of the leg, working around the bones and trying to leave as little meat behind as possible. Just repeat the same process as the other side. And there you have it. 2 clean, tidy chicken legs ready to go. Okay, so at this point you can leave the legs whole or take it a step further. We're not cutting through bone, but check this out. Can you see this line of fat right here? Just next to it, you can feel the joint where the thigh and drumstick meet. Pick your knife and slide it through that joint, and it should go through with almost no resistance at all. And just like that, you got yourself a drumstick and a thigh, nice and clean. Once again, just repeat on the other leg, and there you go. Next up, we're removing the backbone. Just follow this fat line that runs along the back and cut straight up using a knife or kitchen shears. You might hear a few small bones cracking. Those are just the ribs. Don't worry, they won't splinter into the meat, so go for it with confidence. Do the same on the other side and you'll be left with both chicken breasts, wings still attached. As for the back, just remove some remaining organs that the chicken still might have. You can keep the skin on the carcass and still use it for stock, but it will get quite fatty and cloudy, so I would just advise to remove it. Slide your fingers underneath and pull the skin out. And hey, if you got a dog, those leftover organs won't go to waste. Just clean them up, make sure they're fresh, and they make a great little treat. Now, it's time to remove the wings. You can feel the joint with your fingers right here. Just cut through and around it carefully so you don't take a chunk out of the breast. Do the same on the other side. Trim off the wingtips and save those for stock. If you want to break the wings down further, just flip it over and feel for the little bump where the joint is. Cut right beside it and you'll end up with the winglet and the drumette, perfect for cooking or snacking. Last but not least, we've got the crown. That's the name that the OGs call both breasts still attached to the bone. Some say it also includes both wings, others just the drumettes, but everyone agrees it's the two breasts on the bone that make the crown. Now, you can remove the breasts with the skin on, but personally I find that a bit fiddly. And also, I'd like to save the whole skin for a bonus tip that I'll show you in a bit. So, I'm going to remove it entirely by gently sliding my fingers between the skin and the meat and using the knife to trim off any little bits left behind. Now, can you see this line running between the two breasts? Once again, that's your guide. Run your knife right down that line, you'll feel a bone in the center. Choose a side and cut all the way down, then use this gentle slicing motion to separate the breast from the bone and free it from the shoulder joint. Do the same on the other side, leaving as little meat behind as possible. As you can see, there's hardly any meat left on the bone, just use it for stock, same as the other parts. Trim any remaining bits that might be left on the breast, and there you have it, 2 clean, ready to cook chicken breasts. Before we get to that extra tip, let's take a moment to talk about the chicken as a whole. There are so many parts that often get thrown away: the feet, gizzards, neck, liver and heart. But each of these has real value in the kitchen. On the far left, we have the chicken feet. Besides being highly nutritious, they add a rich, silky body to soups and stocks thanks to their natural gelatin. In many countries, they are considered a delicacy. Think of the Chinese fenghua or the Filipino street food known as hadidas. Next are the gizzards. They might look unusual, but they are a really powerhouse of nutrition. High in protein and iron. You can fry them until crispy, like they do in the South States of the United States, or braise them until tender, as they do in Portugal. And if nothing else works for you, toss them into your stock for a big boost of flavor. Besides them are the necks. Bony, yes, but with plenty of good meat. Around the world, they are used in dishes like the South African neck stew or curry, or in the Philippines, grilled as inyo na leg no mano. If that's not your style, they are still excellent for enriching stocks. On the far right are the livers. Cooked properly, they are tender and creamy. The French are famous for turning them into chicken liver pâté, while the South Africans make a bold, spicy version with peri-peri sauce. And finally, missing from the frame, because, well, my chicken sadly came heartless, are the chicken hearts. In Brazil, they are grilled on skewers at churrascarias as coração de frango, while in Japan you'll find them as ato yakitori. I truly apologize if I'm saying these names wrong, but I'm trying my best. And now, for that extra chefy trick that I promised you, I'm going to show you how to make chicken skin crisps. I'm using the breast skin here, but you can use any skin from the chicken that you want, following exactly the same process. Start by laying the skin flat, outer side down, and can you see these little pockets of fat? We're gonna trim them off as much as possible. Just pick up your knife and gently scrape. You don't need to go full Hulk here. We are trying to avoid making holes, but if you have them, it's totally fine, it will still work, it just might not look as neat. The goal here is to get the skin almost translucent, to the point where you can see your fingers through, because the less fat you leave on, the crispier it will get. Let me show you how I do it. Grab a metal tray and line it with parchment paper. Lay your trimmed skin flat on top, making sure there are no folds. Sprinkle with some salt, then cover it with another sheet of parchment, fully covering the skin. Place a weight on top to press it down, and bake at 190 degrees Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit for 40 to 60 minutes or until crispy. It might not be fully crisp right out of the oven, but let it cool for a bit and it will be. As you can see, it shrinks a little bit, but it's wafer thin and incredibly crispy. Just listen to this. You can serve it whole or cut it into small pieces, like I'm doing here, to make chicken totopos or just snack on them right away, like me. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe picked up something new. If you have any ideas, tips or feedback, feel free to share them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.